Somewhere in Bel Air right now, there's a guy paying more for rent in 1 month than most Americans make in an entire year. And no, he doesn't own the house. He's renting it. Today, we're climbing the ladder of American rentals, from a tiny studio apartment where you can touch both walls at once, all the way up to a property so insane that even celebrities have to think twice before signing the lease. Level 1 is going to break your brain a little. I'm not exaggerating. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to look at your own rent completely differently. Let's start at the bottom. Level 7, the studio apartment. Picture this, a single room, maybe 400 square feet. Your bed is basically in the same postal code as your kitchen. This is a level 7, and it's where millions of Americans actually start their independent lives. We're talking $800 to $1,200 a month in smaller cities and more affordable pockets of the country, places where the cost of living hasn't gone completely off the rails yet. You get one bathroom, obviously. No garage. You're lucky if you get an assigned parking spot outside. Forget a home theater or a wine cellar. Your luxury feature here is central air conditioning that actually works. But here's the thing nobody tells you about studio living. There's a weird freedom in it. Everything you own fits in one glance. You're not paying to heat rooms you never use. And in cities like this, you can walk to a coffee shop, a laundromat, maybe a decent taco spot, and still have money left over at the end of the month. If you wanted to actually buy a unit like this instead of renting, you're looking at somewhere around $120,000 to $180,000 depending on the city. Not exactly pocket change, but compared to what's coming, it's basically a rounding error. And here's your fun fact before we move up. The average American studio apartment is smaller than a standard 2-car garage. Let that sink in for a second, because level 6 is where things start to feel like an actual home. Level 6, the 1-bedroom apartment. Now we're talking a real bedroom with an actual door that closes. A living room that isn't just a corner with a couch shoved into it. Welcome to level 6, sitting in cities like Phoenix, Dallas, and Atlanta, where rent runs $1,500 to $2,000 a month for 600 to 850 square feet of space. This is the classic young professional setup. You've got one bathroom, maybe a small balcony if you're lucky, and depending on the building, you might get a shared gym or a pool downstairs that you'll use exactly 3 times a year, but it still feels good knowing it's there. These apartment complexes usually sit near restaurants, grocery stores, maybe a Target within driving distance. In Phoenix, you're dealing with brutal summer heat, but incredible year-round sunshine. In Dallas, everything is spread out, so you're going to need that car. In Atlanta, you get a mix of southern charm and big city energy, with traffic that will test your patience daily. Buying a comparable 1-bedroom condo in these markets would run you anywhere from $220,000 to $320,000. Still nowhere near what's coming. Fun fact, Phoenix has grown so fast that some of these apartment complexes were literally desert land just 15 years ago. But apartments are about to become a thing of the past, because level 5 is where we stop sharing walls with strangers. Level 5, the 2-bedroom townhouse. This is the level where people start feeling like actual adults. A 2-bedroom townhouse in a nice suburban neighborhood running $2,500 to $3,500 a month with 1,200 to 1,600 square feet to stretch out in. You get 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms usually, and here's the big upgrade, an actual attached garage. No more circling the block looking for parking. These neighborhoods are built for families and young couples who want a taste of stability. Think tree-lined streets, a community pool, maybe a playground down the road, and a Starbucks that somehow appeared within the last 2 years, no matter which suburb you're in. Schools here tend to be solid, which is exactly why families gravitate toward this level. It's close enough to the city for a reasonable commute, usually 20 to 35 minutes to downtown, but far enough that it feels calm at night. If you wanted to buy one of these townhouses outright, you'd be looking at $400,000 to $550,000 depending on the metro area. And here's a fun fact that surprises people. In some hot suburban markets, townhouse rent has actually caught up to small, single-family homes because so many people are trying to squeeze into these exact neighborhoods. Speaking of single-family homes, level 4 is where the American dream really starts to show off. Level 4, the 3-bedroom family house. Now we're stepping into serious territory. A full 3-bedroom house, 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, renting for $4,000 to $6,000 a month in places like California, Seattle, and the Austin suburbs. This is a real backyard, real space for kids to run around. A 2-car garage, sometimes a home office tucked into a spare room, which became a non-negotiable feature for a lot of renters over the last few years. In the Austin suburbs, you're getting that perfect mix of small-town charm with big city convenience nearby, tech money flowing through the area, and a food scene that punches way above its weight. In Seattle, you're surrounded by mountains and water views, but you're paying for that scenery every single month. And in California, well, you already know. Space here costs more than almost anywhere else in the country. Daily life at this level is comfortable. Good school districts, shopping centers a short drive away, and neighborhoods that actually actually feel like neighborhoods, with block parties and kids riding bikes until the streetlights come on. Buying a house like this would run you $700,000 in Austin and well over $1.2 million in parts of coastal California. Fun fact, in some Bay Area suburbs, renting is actually the smarter financial move right now because buying the same house would cost double the monthly rent once you factor in the mortgage. We're about to leave normal completely behind because level 3 is where things get genuinely luxurious. Level 3, the luxury villa. Step through the gate and everything changes. This is a luxury villa, 4,000 to 6,000 square feet, renting for $8,000 to $12,000 a month in places like Beverly Hills, Miami, and Scottsdale. We're talking 4 or 5 bedrooms now, 4 or 5 bathrooms, a 3-car garage, and finally the features people actually dream about. A swimming pool that looks like it belongs in a resort, a home theater with reclining seats, a private gym so you never have to deal with another human being while working out. In Miami, you're minutes from the beach, surrounded by nightlife that doesn't slow down until sunrise, and a lifestyle built entirely around looking good and being seen. In Scottsdale, it's golf courses, mountain views, and a slower, more polished version of luxury. In Beverly Hills, you're basically living inside a postcard, palm trees lining the streets, and there's a real chance your neighbor is someone you've seen on a movie poster. Daily expenses here climb fast. A simple dinner out can run you $150 without trying. Grocery bills double. Even a basic car wash costs more than it should. If you wanted to buy this villa instead of renting it, expect to pay somewhere between $3 million and $5 million, mostly because of the land value in these specific zip codes. Fun fact, in Scottsdale, some of these villas are built with special reflective roofing just to survive summers that regularly hit 115 degrees. And if you thought that was impressive, level 2 is where actual celebrities start showing up. Level 2, the celebrity mansion. This is the level where the price tag stops making sense to normal people. A celebrity mansion, 8,000 to 12,000 square feet, renting for $20,000 to $40,000 a month, tucked into Malibu, the Hollywood Hills, or Palm Beach. At this point, we're talking 6 or 7 bedrooms, a wine cellar stocked like a small vineyard, a private office with floor-to-ceiling windows, an outdoor kitchen built for entertaining 50 people at once, and often a fully separate guest house sitting somewhere on the property. In Malibu, you wake up to the sound of the Pacific Ocean, and your morning coffee comes with a view most people only see in movies. In the Hollywood Hills, you're perched above the entire city, watching the lights stretch out for miles every night. In Palm Beach, it's old money energy, manicured lawns, and a level of quiet that money apparently buys. These neighborhoods have private security patrolling regularly, gated entrances, and a level of privacy that regular suburbs simply don't offer. This is where actors, musicians, and executives land when they want to disappear from the public eye without actually leaving the spotlight. If someone wanted to buy this mansion outright, they'd be looking at $12 million to $20 million. And that's before any renovations to make it camera ready for social media. Fun fact, several Malibu mansions have been rented specifically for music videos and reality shows, sometimes earning the owner more from filming fees in a single week than a full year of rent. But everything you've seen so far, all 7 levels combined, still doesn't prepare you for what's coming next. Level 1, the ultra luxury estate. This is it, the final level, the one that doesn't feel real until you see it with your own eyes. An ultra luxury estate, 15,000 to over 30,000 square feet, renting for $50,000 to $150,000 or more every single month. We're talking about properties in Bel Air, Beverly Hills, Aspen, and Manhattan penthouses that sit above the entire city skyline. At this level, the house isn't just a house anymore. It's basically a private resort, 10 or more bedrooms, a dozen bathrooms, an elevator so you don't have to walk between floors, a home theater that rivals an actual cinema, a private gym with equipment most public gyms don't even have, smart home technology controlling every light, every temperature, every locked door from a single tablet, private security stationed at the entrance around the clock. In Bel Air, you're behind gates within gates, on streets so quiet you can hear birds instead of traffic. In Aspen, your view is literally the Rocky Mountains, and in winter, some of these estates have private access to the slopes. In Manhattan, the penthouse version puts you above Central Park, looking down at a city that never sleeps while you enjoy complete silence 40 floors up. Buying one of these estates instead of renting, we're talking $30 million on the low end, and well past $100 million for the most extreme properties. The price comes from land scarcity, the views, the privacy, and honestly, the status of simply being able to say you own it. And here's the fun fact that ends this list. Some ultra-luxury estates in Bel Air and Aspen sit empty for most of the year because the owners have multiple properties like this one scattered across the country, and they only visit for a few weeks at a time. A house that most people will never even see the inside of, and it's barely lived in. That's the full climb. From a 400 square foot studio all the way to a property that costs more per month than most houses cost to buy outright. So here's my question for you. you. Out of all 7 levels, which one would you actually want to rent? Not just the one that looks the coolest, the one you'd actually be happy living in. And be honest, which level surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If this video put your own rent into perspective, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe, because we're doing a lot more of these house ranking videos coming up, because no matter how high you climb, there's always another level.